Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin today with breaking news, startling news out of Minneapolis. Police there are investigating a mass shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school that happened this morning. Officials are saying now at least 2 children are dead. 17 others have been injured during that shooting. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the details on this developing story.
Families walked hand in hand with their young children, taking them away from Annunciation Catholic School after a shooting this morning. A heavy police presence is at the South Minneapolis school as the investigation begins into what happened. Sources tell CBS News the shooter, a male wearing all black, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Unfortunately, these entities have established security protocols in the event of an active shooter. So the church and the school would have had plans in place to try to mitigate any damage as quickly as possible. Once that suspect is identified, they will get a warrant for the individual's residence, the suspect's vehicle, and then very quickly start scrubbing that individual's mobile devices, if any are present, as well as social media. They do want to ascertain whether this individual was in touch with anybody else about the suspect's plans.
According to a school schedule, there was an all-school mass this morning. This was just the 3rd day of the school year for Annunciation Catholic School, which goes from pre-K to 8th grade. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
We will certainly continue to track that story. In the meantime, we're going to put a pause on the day's news and talk about the day's weather. Certainly kind of changing, it seems like, by the hour here. Not unusual for the inland Northwest. Let's check in with meteorologist Thomas Patrick.
Yeah, good afternoon, Laura. And I can tell you that today's weather in Spokane feels like the exact opposite of what we had yesterday. Because yesterday, it was just so cloudy and felt like it couldn't warm up. And then the sun came out and warmed us up. Today, we're having the opposite problem. The sunshine is just now going away, and look at this rainfall. This is starting to encroach on Spokane County here, so honestly looks like that rain could arrive in just a couple hours time. If it does continues on that path, which is towards the north and west, that rain that's over St. Mary's and towards Colfax right now would actually move into Spokane County. So that is what we are tracking at this hour, with the steady rain over Lewiston and Moscow and Pullman having gone for several hours now and showing no signs of slowing down. So quite a bit of rainfall over the southern section of the inland Northwest. Meanwhile, in central Washington, there's also been this band of rainfall extending from Moses Lake to Othello and even up towards Chelan and Omak at times. This is a little bit more scattered, but certainly present. You might also hear a little bit of wind on my microphone. It just started to gust up to about 25 miles per hour. So the gusty winds are here, might be bringing the rain, but I did actually increase the high temperature forecast today from the low 80s to the mid 80s thanks to, so far, the morning sunshine.
Thomas, thank you. Today is the pretrial for the driver accused of hitting and killing Chaz Health COO Sarah Doxey. She was on a run here on Spokane South Hill last month when she was killed. The teenager was released from juvenile detention with an ankle monitor earlier this month. The driver is facing DUI and vehicular homicide charges, so we'll certainly let you know what happens in court. President Trump put violent criminals in Washington, D.C. on notice and has vowed to restore the use of the death penalty for all murder convictions. He called for the Attorney General to pursue it whenever possible. Legal experts say it may be tough to do just that, though. Prosecutors will have to convince all jury members to agree on death as a fitting punishment.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty. And that's a very strong preventative. And everybody that's heard it agrees with it. I don't know if we're ready for it in this country, but where you have it, we have no choice.
And right now, there are currently 3 people on the federal death row. A Spokane County judge decided to keep a stabbing suspect behind bars after he allegedly attacked a woman in North Spokane on Monday night. Court documents show the attack happened after an argument between the two at her apartment. The woman told deputies she was with a friend and her friend's boyfriend, Michael Helms. The woman and Helms were arguing when things escalated. Helms accused the woman of hiding his car keys, and then he allegedly grabbed a knife and stabbed her in the chest. Helms left the apartment and threw the knife over a fence. According to authorities, deputies arrested him that same night, charging him with first-degree assault. The woman is expected to be okay. And this is coming in new overnight. A teen was killed after a tractor rollover in Lewiston. The Nez Perce County Sheriff's Office says it happened near Tramini Creek Road. The Lewiston Fire Department brought the teen to St. Joseph Regional Medical Center, where he later died. Deputies say the incident is still under investigation. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy takes formal action against Washington, California, and New Mexico. He says the states have failed to enforce federal English language proficiency requirements for commercial truck drivers. This comes after a deadly crash in Florida earlier this month, where a semi-truck driver who had failed an English test made an illegal U-turn, killing 3 people. Duffy says states have 30 days now to comply and enforce English proficiency, or they do risk losing up to $10 million in federal funding. And Washington Attorney General Nick Brown announcing yesterday that the Trump administration is required to release the full balance of education funding for Washington schools. Brown, along with 23 other states, sued the administration last month. This is over what they call an illegal freeze on student and teacher programs run by the U.S. Department of Education just weeks before the school year. Under the terms of the agreement, the Department of Education must release the funds by October 3rd. The resolution will also restore more than $13 million in funds for the state's adult education system and workforce development.